All right, we're diving into a story out of Punjab, India that is, well, it's deeply concerning. It raises a huge question that could change how we think about international spying. Is Pakistan's ISI now actually targeting children? Yeah, that's the big alarming question at the heart of all this. A recent arrest in Pathankot has sent some serious shockwaves through the security community. And why? Because it looks like foreign intelligence agencies might have crossed a new line, actively recruiting kids. And this is it. This is the headline that's got everyone on high alert. A 15-year-old boy arrested in Punjab's Pathankot district. The charge? Spying for Pakistan's intelligence agency, the ISI. So let's talk about the teenage spy at the center of this whole thing. Who is he? Police have named him Sanjeev Kumar, but honestly, it's not his name that's making headlines. It's his age. Just 15. I mean, think about that. At an age when most of us were worried about what? Homework? Maybe weekend plans? This kid is accused of being tangled up in high-stakes international intelligence. And get this wasn't some one-time mistake. Police in Pathankot are saying this alleged spying has been going on for at least a full year. We're talking about a teenager supposedly sharing really sensitive national security info.
Now, this isn't just rumors or speculation. This is coming straight from the top. The senior superintendent of police in Pathankot, Daljinder Singh Dillon, came out with a direct statement. He confirmed the arrest and the alleged connection to not just the ISI, but also to Pakistan military officers.
Okay, so this begs the obvious critical question. How on earth does a 15-year-old kid get caught up in a foreign spy ring? Well, according to what investigators have found so far, the answer lies where so many kids spend their time, online. Investigators don't think this was just a random thing. No, they believe it followed a very calculated step-by-step playbook. First, these intelligence operators are handlers. They find a young, vulnerable target. Then they dig in. They find some kind of personal trauma to exploit. After that, they make contact, usually on social media. And once that trust is built, that's when they start asking for sensitive information. And here's the truly insidious part of it, the psychological manipulation. Police allege that the handlers preyed on this deep-seated belief the boy had, a suspicion that his own father had been murdered. Now, authorities say there was no evidence for this, but that belief apparently made him mentally vulnerable. It made him an easier target. So what kind of stuff was he supposedly sharing? Well, police claim he was sending his handlers videos of several sensitive locations. We're not talking about tourist snapshots here. We're talking about information and details that have direct, serious implications for India's national security. So that leads us to the next big question. Who was on the other end of that line? Who was pulling the strings? Well, the investigation points in one very clear direction: Pakistan's main intelligence agency. And just for a little context, if you're not familiar, the ISI stands for Inner Services Intelligence. It's basically Pakistan's top spy agency. Their job is to gather national security intelligence, and, they have a pretty long and complicated history of, well, let's just say, complex intelligence operations. Right, so investigators are claiming there was a direct line of contact between this teenager and handlers from the ISI. And the report goes even further, suggesting a link to Pakistani military officers who are said to run terror modules, those small independent groups that operate on behalf of a larger organization. Okay, so let's zoom out a bit. Why is this one arrest causing such a stir? Because authorities are worried this isn't just a one-off. They're afraid it points to a brand new and, frankly, very disturbing strategy. The big fear right now is that this could just be the tip of the iceberg. Authorities have actually said that they suspect other minors in Punjab might also have ties to ISI operatives. And that's a whole new kind of security threat, one that's incredibly difficult to track. So, as you can imagine, the official response has been fast. A statewide alert has gone out to all police stations in Punjab, telling them to be on the lookout for any similar activity. In the meantime, the investigation into how they were communicating is still going, and Sanjeev Kumar, the teenager, is still in custody.
And all of this really leaves us with one final sobering thought. This case shines a bright light on a really stark reality of the world we live in now. The battlegrounds for spying are shifting. They're moving out of the shadows and onto our social media feeds. And that leaves us with a huge question for all of us, really. Whose job is it to protect the most vulnerable people, our kids, from being turned into pawns in these new digital conflicts?